got my power tube. I'm ready to start this muscle workout. As you can see my body, now. I have to work up my biceps today. I'm working up my biceps, and I'll start by doing just these ones. And all I'm doing is really just doing small ones. I'm doing small ones in a way that's going to help me to grip my muscle. Just make sure I do this. And I just keep going all the way. I have to use my body to just pull up and use my body energy to build the muscle. I mean, as long as I keep doing this, I promise you that my muscle will rip. I did get the power tube, that's the lightest one. I gave $31. You can have a set, you can do sets in between, although I like to go all the way. I like to go all the way. I mean, this is all you do. You just rip your muscle fibers daily, and you make sure you're working out your legs, your calves. Make sure you're working out your shoulders, your chest. You work it all out, please. And make sure you keep consistent, please. You also make sure that you take this off as well. I promise you, this is my course 1 on building muscle. You can see what I'm doing. And all I'm doing is just pumping the muscle. And it's feeling pain. I realize it's feeling pain. I realize my muscles feeling pain. Although, I'm just lifting slowly. And you have to work out all your life. You have to work out all your life, please. And do it inside doors, and do it in the park. And bring your power tube inside your shoulder bag and with you everywhere, please. You can work out at the airports, you can work out everywhere. You just have to keep letting go of the pain. You just let go of the pain. And I promise you, eventually, your muscles are going to relax, and it's going to be natural to just keep going. I promise you, the more you can keep going, I promise you, your muscle will rip, and then you can keep going even more after that. And that means once your muscle rips, you don't have to keep going. You just rip your muscle, and then you let it go. I chose to do the power tube from now on. I don't like to go to the gym because I would invest a lot. I would invest some money there, and it's not a lot of money, although it's 50,000. It's 54,000 over my lifetime. Although I can save 3 years of my life never going to the gym. I realize that's more worthy than the 50 grand. I'd rather do it indoors, because by the time you get to the gym, it's 20 minutes each way, and depending where you live, I like to just do everything with the power tube first, and then you never know. How's that? I'll have that Olympic body type athletics. I don't have to be some Mr. Universe in a competition with other people. Realize that my way of life at the moment. I never compete with other people. I'm already Mr. Universe in my home. I'm already Mr. Universe in my own heart. Just keep pumping it slowly. Just keep going. Keep pumping the weights. You can put a portable speaker and you can put it to the music too. I like to look at my biceps as I do it. I feel it makes me stronger. I like to look at the veins popping out. I realise it's 6 minutes in. I realise it's almost 7 minutes in. And it's 6.5 minutes in and my muscles are already tired. And I'll finish up very soon in terms of the bicep muscles. And just keep going as much as I can every day. No pain, no gain. You have to feel the pain. You have to keep going. Hold it like this too. You hold it and you keep going. Just keep going. As long as you rip some muscle, as long as you rip some muscle fibers every single day, and that's the main aspect of it. You just rip 20% of the muscle fiber and you grow 20% of the muscle. Let go of the pain and you continue. You get the pain again. You keep going. And then you stop in this way. You never stop, although you're holding it. You hold it, and you hold, and you hold, and then you keep going. And then there's no giving up. there's no failing in muscle workouts. You just have to keep going. You can see this. You can see my muscles are pumped up. You know. And you can go for hours. You can stop and then start. You can stop and start. I realise my right bicep is feeling more pain than my left one. I realise my left bicep, which is my left hand, and my left arm, is stronger than my right. Although I'm a right arm person, in terms of my stronger. I mean, I use both arms, although I write with my right arm. I realise I do use both of my arms. You just touch your biceps, you can feel it, you can feel it's worked out, and then that's the whole point. You have to feel your muscle is worked out. Realize right here, realize that it's all worked out. Realize, let's keep going a bit more. And you have to keep consistent. You have to do it every single day. I mean, you have to work out every single day with the power tube. You have to do one muscle at a time. You can do compound exercises. You can do 2 muscles at a time, and it's going to be quicker to do 2 muscles at a time than it would just 1 muscle. You first work out, of course, and then you go and have yourself a shower. Realize that I will eventually build my muscle, and I've got 73 years to build all my body, and I've got lots of work to do, although I realized that is my first session. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I've just been doing some stand up and stand press, where I go downwards and then go upwards. I forgot what it's called, although I'll make sure to go and learn about it. Realize it's just a stand up theory. I have a chair over here where I keep myself occupied. I've done this many times with my soccer training. I realize it's a leg press. And you just make sure that you're just keeping your back straight, because when you keep your back straight, what happens is you get the most greatest workouts. And you use a seat or a chair, such as you see a chair over here, and a chair. You use a chair to just place your pull-ups on the chair. we keep going until our legs hurt. And you have to work out your legs, please, every single day. You work out your legs as long as there's no more pain going on. You must work out all your body every single day. I mean, you have to do seven workouts a day sometimes. You have to do as many as you can every single day. You have to work out as many body muscles a day as you can. Although you start slowly. I did my biceps today. You can watch my previous video. And I also do my legs. And what I do on a daily basis now is I do the top half first, and then I do the bottom half second. And I make sure every day I do 2 workouts where I do one at the top and one at the bottom. I realize that stretching is also part of the course. I make sure that I do stretching too. And I'll keep this up for the long term, guys. I realize it's more about the next 72 years in my terms. I realize I'll be living for that long and more. I realize the goal is to reach 100 years of age. And I'm 28 in terms of number 1 in Christ. I'm 28 years of age, and I have another 72 years to go to understand of life where I reach 100, and I'm living over 100 years of age because that's the goal. And make sure you put your fan on. Well, see the fan up there? Nice beautiful fan going. And also you time yourself with your videos to see how it's all going. You also coach people along the way on how to do it themselves. And you learn from your mistakes. I mean, there's no cheating in this, guys. You go and do your best every single day. I mean, you can see my body, and I used to look fatter than this. I used to be more uglier than this. Although I'm a work in progress. You guys will find the video version of this video only, as the audio version is not as good. I understand I can do the audio versions too. I may as well. I'll have to see about that one. I realise that since I have 2 workouts a day, I realise that I have 2 showers a day too. I realise you have to focus on yourself more than other people. Start coaching yourself on a daily basis to do better. You breathe while you're exercising all the time. I need you to let go of your feelings all the way. I need you to let go. You can do this in the park. You can do it anywhere. Make sure that your legs are stronger. make sure that your feet are this range apart of approximately 30 centimeters. You have to keep the legs apart for 30 centimeters while doing the leg press and the stand up leg press. I always suggest the moment you wake up, you have a shower, and the moment you go to sleep, you have a shower again. And that way you will be clean and you have a nice beautiful sleep too. Because it's always nice to go to sleep the moment after a shower. Unless that's when you schedule. You just work out every day what you can. Work out what you can, guys. And if you cannot do your biceps, you do your legs. If you cannot do your legs, you do your abs. Do something every single day. You just practice, and you realize that it's a slow journey. And that you have to be in it for the long run. Otherwise, that's why I don't go gym. Otherwise, I can do leg press here. I don't have to be in the gym to do it. I also save a lot of money. I mean, I save money, although I understand that $50,000 and $60,000 is not a lot of money. I understand though that I save money that way, and I get to use that money over my lifetime to go travel somewhere instead. I get to go see something different while working out in the parks over there. I just look at life like that. You do little by little every single day, and anything's a middle. I said little by little, anything's a middle. Well, as that Brian Tracy says, bit by bit, anything's a cinch. Ooh. I said the 10-minute mark, and my legs are really starting to feel tension, and that's excellent. Otherwise, when your legs and body muscles are feeling tension in the muscles, realize that you're giving them a workout. And when you're sweating before bed, you need to have a shower because you're working out before bed, and I don't need you to be sweaty while you sleep, because nobody needs to do that. I just had a nice 10-minute workout, guys. So in that nice beautiful theory there, you understand I'm sweating. You can see my back. On my back I have sweat, and you have to understand that 10 minutes of doing that, you can see the sweat. You can see that 10 minutes may improve 15% of the muscle. I mean, from the 100% of the muscle that has to be ripped, you rip 15%, you rip 10%, you rip 2%. You understand? And then you eat, and over time, you will grow 2% of your muscle. You grow 3%, you grow 10%, you grow 30%, depending on how much you're lifting. You have to understand, you just rip a bit of your fat, you rip, and you never rib it. You can rib it sometimes. You can rib it like a frog. Although you have to understand that when you go and rib it, you have to understand that you be a person who's a divine being who understands you're just ripping a bit of your muscles. every single day. And you continue your process and make sure that you're not working out hard. I mean, just a 10-minute exercise. I'm just working out for 10 minutes at a time. I realized my biceps took 10 minutes to rip. I realized that my legs took, my thighs took me 10 minutes to rip, and that's it. I have a shower and that's it. Do you understand? And I have some soy milk, I have something to eat before bed, and that way, when I sleep, my muscles are going to grow. And have tofu, and have a 350 gram tofu before bed, and you understand your muscles are going to grow overnight. And that way you keep it up every day. And have a tofu before bed every single day. I'll see you guys in the next video. How you guys doing? I came today into this video to show you I'll be doing some triceps today for 10 minutes. And it's usually because in 10 minutes my muscles do, let's say, get tired. And all I do is just this. And then I push it this way as much as I can, and keep it up, and keep bending my triceps as I do this. And you have to make sure you're bending your elbows while pushing down, and then as well place my, like I say, it's much better. I do this, I'll just make sure I do this, and I continue. You're just pulling to get your triceps done. I mean, it's a simple exercise, guys. You just do as much as you can within 10 minutes. And push outward. You really do get an excellent workout like this way. I mean, you actually get an excellent workout this way. And I meant to say I like this. I do like this. I would say the main idea is to rip your muscles. You rip it as much as you can. This is what you're doing, guys. You're just looking to rip up muscle tendons in terms of the muscle fibers. I mean, your tendons, you never rip those, or they rip your muscle fibers. Otherwise, it's the same thing. I mean, we're not ripping our tendons. I mean, we're ripping our muscles. Whereas the tendons are underneath the muscle, where it holds the muscle together, and it's a string, and you don't rip that one. Otherwise you tear your muscle, and that's no good. I mean, what you're looking to do is rip the muscle fibers and never the tendons or the tendons that holds the muscle together. Because if you rip that, you'll be stuffed. You have to go get an operation then. And you have to stitch it back up so that your muscle can be in one place. You can do this in the pool, guys, as well. You can do it in the pool, you can do it in your house, you can do it wherever. Just make sure that you go at your own pace, and it's not a competition with other people, guys. You're just looking to become your best version, and that's it. I mean, the whole competition is with yourself. I mean, you show up every single day, guys, and you do it for 10 minutes, guys. You can do it. You can do it for 10 minutes. And then what happens eventually is you get stronger and you start to develop more muscle. You start to lift more weights. You start to be quicker. Although, I will say that you lift only light weights, guys, throughout time. You don't do big weights. You just will realize that as you get stronger, you realize it gets easier to maintain your body and also to maintain your muscles and to build your muscles, because you have more muscles to do so. I'm working out my triceps, guys. To understand it's a slow journey, and 72 years ago in my life and more. I'll be living until 100 and more. I mean, when you feel pain, I mean, that's excellent. You let go of it. You let go of the pain. You keep tugging at it. Keep tugging at the pain. And what you can do is you go this way, you're tugging it, and then you hold it right here. You hold it. Hold it. And then you relax, and then you just hold it where the pain is. And then you expand the pain. And then you expand it, and you just keep holding it where the pain is. And then you tug it a bit more where the pain is, and then you hold it where the pain is, and then you expand the pain again, and then you hold it right there. You hold it where the pain is, and then you expand it, and you keep doing it. I keep doing it. You keep doing it. sweating all over. I'm done with sweat. Oh. I feel my muscles are ripping and they're ripping more. Ah. I realise all that, I'll just keep going a bit more, as I did talk a bit in this video. That's more than enough. Feel pain right here, all through here, and my arms are tired, so that's a great way to say that you are working out and you worked out. And if you're sweating, you have to break a sweat while you train and while you're doing your workouts, because if you're not sweating in your workout, I realize that you're really not trying, you're really not doing anything. I realize that I've got sweat all on my back, and I've got sweat here. I have a pool right outside my YMCA accommodation here in Darwin, and I'll be going into the pool and doing some training there. And after, I'll make sure that I'll be in this moment. I'm always in this moment. At the moment, I realize at the moment, I'm always in the moment. I realize that there is no after. I realize I'll be doing my squats in terms of my legs. I do them every single day. I'll do something related to stretching or something like that to make sure that my muscle fibers are going to rip everywhere, every single day. I do it for 10 minutes and make sure that my exercises are every single day, and I take 2 showers every single day. I mean, I invest in 2 showers every single day. Although, before I even swim in the pool, I just go into the pool and I don't even have a shower until I get into the pool. And then after the pool, I have a shower, and then I have an exercise routine, and then I have a shower again before bed. I realize that before I get into the swimming pool, I never shower, nor do I groom myself. I realize that after the swimming pool, I go to the shower, and I groom myself along the way. I only groom myself after a swimming pool run. I only do a shower after a swimming pool run. I realize that if I have no swimming pool, I will exercise and then go to the shower right away and groom myself. And that's how I do life, guys. I'll see you in the next video. How you guys doing? I just came today once again. I came today to I have to do my shoulders. I realize how I will do it is I'll step on the cable here at the below, and I'll make sure that what I do today is going to help me to move my arms this way, and I'll be doing my shoulders this way. I'll make sure to work out for 10 minutes every day. You have to make sure you show up every single day to do it. I can feel my shoulders getting a workout. realize as long as your muscles are ripping, I realize that's the main point. You have to break through limiting thoughts, guys, and you have to work out every day. I mean, just stretch out your muscle as much as you can, guys, every single day. I mean, just stretch out your muscles. You have to be a workout freak. You have to be tough on yourself. You have to break a sweat. We use your body's energy, guys, to work out every day. You can also make sure you turn on the fan on number 3. Turn it up fast. I can say building muscle is a slow process, guys. You have to focus on your breathing as well as your exercise. You can also exercise before you jump into a pool. I made sure to get the light power tube. I mean, there's 3 levels. I've got level 1, which is the lightest one. Oh. And just make sure I make sure to do that for 10 minutes every day, and that way I understand to be stronger in my vitality and use my energy to really focus on doing muscle building every single day. And as I work out, it's much better to just work out and talk when you can. I'll understand that you have to catch your breath and you have to understand to breathe in a slow tempo as you're working out, and that way you'll practice better in terms of your exercise and you'll be a much more physically fit person. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll now just be continuing on from my shoulders, and I'll start doing these ones right here to just continue my shoulders and biceps and triceps workout, which is my arm workout. And what I've done was I placed my power tube door binder into the door. I placed something in the door and I closed the door so that I can be able to do this. And I continue now. I just make sure that I have everything I need to do this workout, and that way I will succeed even more. Just make sure to do this for 10 minutes. it's helpful to listen to some music as you are working out. I definitely feel my arms. I realised that as I was doing that, I do feel my arms somewhat sore. So it works out, guys, where you can put a power tube on the sliding door or inside the door, and that way you can do some of that exercise in your own time. I'll see you guys in the next video. Welcome you guys back into my video, and I'll be doing some bicep curls again. And guys, it's for the next 72 years, so here we go. I'll put some socks on just so that the power tube underneath my socks are not going to give me blisters, because the socks prevent the power tube from straining your skin. I mean, all you're looking to do is just show up to exercise before bedtime and make sure that you are showering before bedtime so that before you exercise, you'll sweat and then go and shower and then fall asleep, so that you're never sleeping while you're sweaty, because otherwise you gain pimples and you gain acne, which is pimples and a pimple disorder. So people who have acne and pimples are the ones who are not showering. I realize that you can get acne and pimples by eating too much salty foods and fatty foods and processed foods and sugar, in terms of white sugar. You need to build up your muscles to get stronger with your arms. So then I realize you have to get stronger with your arms, so then you can, and so then you can do push-ups. Because I realize that if your muscles are small in terms of your bicep muscles, I realize sometimes you will not be able to lift yourself too much into push-ups. I realize that if you need to go a long distance in push-ups, you have to have massive biceps to do so. I realize you make sure you work out your biceps every second day. I just finished my nice beautiful musical track with Leo Bar. I completed it, and it's a nice beautiful way to say I'm bodybuilding here. I have to focus on this. You can, however, inside the video, you can just be quiet and you can just make sure you're working out. You don't have to speak all the time. I realize although you do have to speak in some kind of way, although it doesn't have to be through words in terms of your localities. I realize that having a power tube is a nice beautiful way to boost muscle and to look like an Olympic athlete, where you don't have to be too big, although you look like one of those swimmers who have muscles. And you have to understand that it's ideal to do it the natural way. You just need to pump your muscles every single day. You have to stretch your muscles. Just keep going. I feel stronger and stronger the more I do it. I feel better and better the more I exercise this way. Otherwise, you can do this 4 times a week. You can do it 3 times a week. Just do 10-minute exercises, roughly. Just make sure you rip some muscle fibers. I've started to break a sweat. So a nice way to build your muscle is to hold your parachute all the way up as much as you can. And that way you'll stretch your muscle even better. You guys have to remember that no pain means no gain. You have to work on your breathing. I realize around the 7.5 minute mark, I start to really get sweaty and I start to really work out. I start to work out around the 7.5 minute mark with my biceps. And it's excellent to just record yourself as you're doing it and have a timer, which you can find in your video recording. I said James Bond. I'm Danny Milivojevic, in Jesus' name. I'm the James Bond of Grove. I mean, when you're bodybuilding, you just start off slow, you get yourself a power tube, you forget the gym, you're doing your accommodation, you're doing a park, you build your muscles slowly, and make sure you're doing light weights always. You build all your muscles through light weights only. I'm actually more powerful now. I'll do some extra. Tense up your muscles. You feel the pain. I feel pain here. I mean, when you feel pain, when you feel pain when you've tensed up your muscles, stretch it out this way. Do you feel pain this way? When you stretch out your muscles this way? And if you feel pain this way and you feel pain by tensing your muscles, you've worked out your muscle in terms of your biceps. See you guys in the next video. How you guys doing? I just came today to do another workout. Guys, what I do is I'll just be stretching this for about 10 minutes and making sure that my triceps are getting a workout. Just have to make sure you're pushing it as much as you can. You're pulling it to the side as much as you can. Just have to keep going at it, keep tugging at it. I mean, no cheating, guys, and just make sure you keep going. And just make sure you keep going it all the way. I mean, you keep going all the way. I never cheat, guys. Make sure to do as best that I can. I'm going to say it always works out to make sure you cut your nails before you grab onto this, so that you don't dig your nails into your palms and into your skin. Just keep going for 10 minutes. disturb as much as you can. I mean, when you're feeling pain, guys, I mean, that's the whole point. You can also wrap your string up this way. You can do it this way too. I can say this is in there. Just bit by bit, you can say anything is a cinch. I'm first with Jesus. You can say little by little, anything is a middle. You can use all information into the progressive standards. Ooh. I'm doing this before bed so that I can have a shower before bed. Let's say my triceps are beginning to feel it. I mean, they feel the pain. And the whole point of this is just to stretch up your triceps every single second day, so you can grow your muscles and rip the muscle fibers. You just have a little 1 second pause, and you make sure that you're growing within that pause. You make sure that you're in the moment. I feel more powerful. I feel stronger. You give yourself a nice beautiful workout. Just show up every single day, guys. Make sure you do your stretching every single day. And you can do it. I promise you in 5 years from now, you keep it up, I promise you have a better body. I promise you look long term, guys. You look over the next 7 years, you'll be alive. Mauricio. You have to follow Jesus. You have to follow yourself in Jesus. You have to look inside. You have to grow. A little bit extra. So I'm growing. See you guys in the next video. I'll just be doing my arms, guys. So make sure no matter what, that you guys every single day do it. I'll just take a stand inside myself this way. Just do this as much as you can, guys. You pull all the way backwards, guys. Pull all the way backwards. So that's my porch. I love this. You guys just pull back. I have sweat. You can probably see the sweat. I'm sweating all over, although I feel stronger than ever. I feel much more ready to pump some weights. And I never lift weights, I just lift the power tube for now. I realize that weights in my future, I've got my body mass, I've got push-ups, I've got sit-ups, I've got workouts I can do without weights. I'll see you guys in the next video. How you guys doing? I just came to do my biceps today. I have to just put on some socks. I realized that what I've done is I put a towel just underneath the power tube so that the power tube doesn't give me a blister, because when I raise this up, the string attaches to my skin. I realize that you pull a towel when you're working out like this, when you have bare feet. I'll be doing some biceps. Well, that's 10 minutes is to go. I give my best and I try in terms of I do myself the biggest favor to do the power tube as much as I can throughout my days so that I can become stronger. guys have to see that it's important to eat when you're bodybuilding. I see the main idea is just to build up the habit of exercising every single day, and that way you'll be stronger. You guys just have to dedicate yourself every single day to make sure that you build your muscles. You can see it's very important. It's always nice to keep your head straight. Put your chest up, put your body posture up, and you have a straight back. You look up, and that way you feel more positive. feel the muscle. I tense my muscles like this, and I feel that the muscle inside has pain, and inside the muscle I can feel that there is some pain, and that means I ripped some muscle fibers because there's pain inside the muscle. So usually when you do this without exercise, you will never feel pain because you never exercise. Although when you exercise and after you've been lifting a certain amount of weights, you tense, you'll feel the pain inside the muscle, and when you feel the pain inside the muscle, it means that you may have ripped. I realize that you ripped a certain amount of muscle fibers. Realize that you tense your muscles, and it means that you ripped your muscle fibers. Realize that you tense your muscles, and it means that you ripped your muscle fibers. That's all it means, guys. So no matter what, you guys have to enjoy your day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Once again, guys, I have to do my squats today. I have a chair. Let's make sure I position myself with the camera. I say, here we go. You have to make your legs strong, guys. You guys also make sure that whatever happens, that when you record, you turn on the fan on number 3, and you make sure that you have air conditioning in your room or a fan in the summer. You invest in some technology to help your life, and make sure you do it before you even record, so you don't have to take a pause during the video. Keep your back straight, guys. You'll get the best workout when you have your back straight. Realize when you have your back straight, you place more pressure on your legs. And you feel more pressure to grow. Feel more confident as well.
You breathe through the nose and you let go of the breathing in terms of your breath through the mouth. I breathe through the nose while I go down, and I breathe out as I go up. I realise when you have your back straight, you also are able to breathe much better. That's another reason to have your back straight. Otherwise it's easier to breathe while you work out. And just make sure to touch the chair every single time you go down. Otherwise that way you won't cheat. You have to remember, guys, that no drugs is going to help you to grow. I'm off the drugs for over 6 years in terms of illicit. I'm off the legal drugs in terms of life for over 6 years now. I'm off the legal drugs for over 2 years. You can see it's worth it. Also, guys, please don't teach your kids how to build a relationship with tequila and drugs. And definitely, please don't teach people how to drink tequila and how to make it. It's just so stupid. You guys have to be breaking your sweat when you're doing squats. You understand that you're working out then. I mean, if you don't break a sweat while you work out, realize that you're not working smart enough. You never work hard, work smart. You have to encourage yourself every day. I mean, nobody's going to do it for you. I mean, hold yourself accountable. You have to take more responsibility. You have to exercise at any stage of your life. And there's no excuses. You have to have high energy levels. You have to be stronger. You have to mature. I have to do this so that I can grow. And it's ultimately to be my best version. You have to do that every day. I'm sweating, although I'm feeling more alive. I feel more in a state of enlightenment and nirvana. I feel meditative. I feel amazing. My heart rate's up. And as the blood flow to my legs, it's going to be moving, so I'm exercising. Because that's the whole point of having no gangrene. Otherwise, if you smoke cigarettes, you'll be stuck in one spot. I was a smoker for 6 years. I was a smoker away. I smoked for 7 years. Just a little bit extra. Just 3 more. You just do an extra several towards the end of your exercise, and guys, just make sure that you're not ending anything. You're just looking for a better way to understand that you're going to start very soon exercising again, because your time to exercise is right now, always. I don't care if you had exercise just now. I mean, make sure that you exercise again. I mean, that's the motto. You understand? You go exercise again. You have to walk around. You understand? You have to move your body. I'll see you guys in the next video. How you doing, guys? So I'm doing a nice beautiful bicep training over here. I mean, it's the first time in about a couple of months and more since I've been doing this, although I understand that I'm ready now to start doing my nice beautiful biceps here. I'm just making sure to make sure that my biceps are going to hurt. And every single day, I do something differently. I do it in a different way. I do my biceps outside. I do it in a way that I'm living inside, although I'm more spiritual. I make sure to change up my body posture. I make sure to work out something in a different way that I've never done before, because that way I stay interested. Otherwise, if I keep doing the same exercises, otherwise it gets boring. So what I do is, the second time round, I must never do this pose ever again. I must be a different way. I must do biceps a different way. I can do it outside. I can do it on the couch, for example. I can do it on this chair. I can do it a different way. I can plan forward my life in a different way. Because that way, I can stay interested in bodybuilding all the way. That's the ultimate way. I can turn on the heater in terms of the air condition, and I can also turn on the fan behind me to make it breathe out cooler air. I can always mix it up, although if you do biceps every single day, you have to do it a different way only. You have to understand that now. I mean, when you're doing bicep training, you don't go by the timer, you go by what works. Actually, it's really that you may need 1 hour of training with your biceps. You may need 2 hours, you may need 1 hour in terms of 1 hour and 30 minutes. Although you may need 30 minutes, you may need 10 minutes to do your biceps. So everybody's different, although it does work to go and work out every day. Whereas now, after this nice beautiful episode, I realize I can do something different
and then I can do something different. And now the more I train, I realize the better I get. You understand? It's that simple. Unfortunately, now the more I train, I realize the more I can train, although I have to do it differently each and every single time to be able to do more and more training. And that's the whole point. Whereas now I do have experience to be able to do something different each and every single time inside my training techniques. And it's really that I have to make sure that I stay interested in doing my bicep training. So I have to do something different. I have to make sure that the more exercises I do in a given day, I have to make sure that I do it differently the next time round, because it's the same as my fashion photos. So I do my fashion photos differently every single time, and hence I'm still interested to do it because it's always different. I promise you, if you're always taking the same photos and doing the same old, you always never grow. Whereas now, I understand that my bodybuilding episode is really starting from now, because the most recent time you've seen me do anything is because I was at Darwin doing it, and I was not ready because I was not doing it differently. I was always waiting for a better time and for a better time and for a better time, although the better time is now. So if you're starting anything now, you have to do it now. I mean, there's no waiting. You have to understand that with bodybuilding and muscle building and all of that, you have to understand the whole point is never get yourself into depth. So hence you see, for example, I do have power tubes, which is helping my bicep muscle grow now. And that's why I never use the gym, because the gym is $54,000 over my lifetime. And I understand that with $54,000, I can eat for 10 years. I can eat food and drink for 10 years. Do you understand? So I understand that my food and drink is much more important than having greater muscles, because what's more important is that I live longer and not the food and drink. You understand? So realize it's much more amazing when you are doing exercise. Realize it's much more amazing when you are doing exercises, although you do it differently, and you make sure that you're always different about it. Because if you're always doing it the same way and the same routine, you'll never ever get motivated to go and build your muscles. You have to understand. I've done that many times. I go on the same machine in the gym. I do the same kind of weight lifting. I realize really early on that I never even go back because it's so boring. You understand? So the whole point is, in Darwin, you see me training, I realize I do it differently there. I realize I did it differently, and that's why I'm doing it differently now. Although in Darwin it's different, because in Darwin I did something so different. I realize that it's something that works for me. I realize it works because it's a power tube and I can bring it anywhere with and I can do different exercises with it. I can do different exercises with the power tube. I'm not stuck, I'm not in prison, I'm not in jail, and I understand that I can do it differently. Although when you have to go to the same place in the gym, that is something ridiculous. I can see why the gym never actually works out for me, because in the gym, or else if you sign up to a gym, for example, you have to always go to the same gym. And that's the boring aspect of life. You understand? I mean, that's so boring to go and be in the gym that is the same. You understand? So if I had to sign up to a gym, I go to one gym and then I go to the other gym. I'll then go to the other gym. I make sure that no matter what, that I never go to the same gym, because that's the point. Whereas if you're going to the same gym, you're not ready to build muscle, because you're still going to the same aspect of life. And now the whole point of this is that I even look at myself in the mirror and say, Danny, you're finally ready to do bodybuilding a different manner now. And this time it's different because I'm much more ready at 28 years of age, because I'm different about it. Understand? So this room here is something different, and I have to be different in order to grow. I have to do something different to understand what my level of training is. And now my level of training is heavy in a way that it's light. And I'm never heavy, I'm just light. Although I understand it's really that I can do as many exercises a day
differently now. And I understand that there is no limits to how much I can do in any given day training to just lift my muscle. Understand? I planned to do just my bicep muscles today. I realized I can do my legs. I can do something different. You understand? I realized that I must learn how to build my own muscle, because nobody else is going to teach me anything. I must put myself in that position to do this for life. And now it's easy to actually do bodybuilding and anything you have going for you for life, because you have to understand that when you're doing it differently, you can do it. You can do it differently. I promise you that you can never do anything for life if it's the same way. You can never do it the same way, because the same way will kill you. Understand? So no matter how much you're lifting in the gym, you have to understand that it's really, you lift less weights throughout time in terms of life, where you have to understand that the more you lift, the better. You have to understand the more you lift, the better. Although it's really that you stick to light weights only and not the heaviest weights. Actually, it's not the heaviest weights that's going to make you the strongest. Actually, it's the lightest weights, because it's not just about the muscle and how much you can build muscle. Actually, now, if you have a 70 kilogram man or woman who is full of muscles and they pump heavier weights than the 70 kilo man or woman who does lighter weights, I promise you they got the same amount of muscle. I promise you, who is much more stronger? Who is much more stronger? You have to understand the light man, in terms of who is lifting less to do more and has the same aspect of you, is going to do better because they're lifting less and having a greater time in the process, while you have to lift longer and stronger weights to try to build a muscle. And now you have to understand that the light man, in terms of the light weights, is going to always have the same amount of muscle as you, although he's going to be doing it lightly because you have no strains. You're going to understand there's always a greater way to live life. Whereas now my muscles are showing me here that they are ready for much more driven impact. So I understand that I can let it be now, because I can feel my muscle is really tensing up in a way that it's showing me that they're tired. So now I understand that when I go like this, I feel actual tension and muscle that is being ripped right there. So it's actually working. I realize that's working now. I realize no matter what, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys. Now I'm doing this differently now, so you have to understand that what's different is I'm doing it in Sydney now for the first time, while before I was doing it in Darwin. So you have to understand that now it's been a few months since I've been in Darwin, so here I am back into my power tube. So you have to understand that I never lost weight, in terms of I did lose weight, although you have to understand that it's really, I am gaining more than yesterday. I'm always better. I realize my weight has to do better. And I understand that no matter what, that I'm doing it differently now. You have to understand that it's really, I keep myself occupied in a different manner with just my power tube. You have to understand that it's more than enough. And I still got the door there. I can do door training and be there. So what I'm doing here is I just make sure I go and tug away at my triceps this way. So I place the nice beautiful string around my, realize now I have to do it this way because I didn't do it the first time the best way. So I understand that this time I will just go this way because I understand that the other way is no good. And it's really, I just go and start my weight training classes, just making sure that I just pull this strength bar, because otherwise I understand that I'm not flexible, otherwise I am flexible. I am flexible. I realize that otherwise I'll never be flexible if I don't do this way. So now I can do it this way. I realize that I can do it now because I stopped the other compulsion to do it this way. I realize it's really that simple, guys. You have to change up your tempo. You have to change up your tempo in the way that you do your triceps, and you have to do it in one go. All you do is you pull the power tube and you keep going it this way. You keep going, make sure no matter what that you're always going to do something in this foundation. And I can actually feel my triceps pulling now. Whereas when I pull the string here, in terms of the power tube, I can feel my muscles over here. And that's the whole point. You just feel the muscles every single day. And you just make sure you're doing it differently. I mean, you make sure you're doing it differently. You make sure that you feel the muscle tension in your arms. And you just understand that no matter what, that you can get a nice ripped body just with the power tube. And then of course you can do any type of other training with some weights, you can. Although it's much better to do it just the way I shown you. And now you can actually go and do this way. Because I understand that this now works. Because when you do it this way, unfortunately it's a different exercise. You have to understand it's a different exercise. You can do it this way. Unfortunately now, it's much better to do it just in one go than having to not do it in one go. I promise you that no matter what, that one go is more enough. You have to keep the audience interested in a way that you keep tugging away at your muscles and you keep showing people how to do it. You have to understand, it's really, you have to build yourself the muscles that you need. So realize that it's a long life journey of building muscles. You understand? Unfortunately, I don't know, although I know I. You understand? So realize each and every single day you pull muscles in a way that you're going to build them. You'll build your shoulders. You'll build a better way. You can talk through the pain. I realize I feel a lot of pain over here. I feel a lot of pain. I realize it's working. I have to make sure I keep tugging at it, because when I tug at it, I can teach myself how to do this. I realize as long as you feel pain in it, I realize that's how you do it. And you have to teach yourself how to bodybuild. You don't need the gym. You have to realize it's really that if you go to the gym, you go to one gym and then you go to the other one nearby. And then you go to the one you signed up with. And then you go to the other one where you didn't sign up with it. And then you just keep changing like that. Otherwise, if you just go to the same one all the time and you're not changing your tempo, you have to understand it's really that you get bored really quickly. And other people don't help you with that. I understand when I do this, I realize it's working. I realize it's just work and work behind the scenes and just get the body you need every day. And every single day you do something differently. Eventually your life is going to change in a different way, and you're not going to live a different way in the way that is going to be the same way. You're going to be different. So you're going to be traveling the world this time for free without having to work on 9 to 5, because you've been working on 9 to 5 for 40 years. Understand? And now for the next 20 years of your life, you'll be traveling the world doing it for free, and you'll be living for life for free. So now I understand that no matter what, I can change up my tempo over here and I can go this way. I can go this way now, and I can give it a nice beautiful go this way. I understand that it's just I have to pull my muscles in a way that it's going to work. Actually, this works too. Actually, it's really that the power tube I realized the power tube is going to work. You just have to tug out the muscle. You tug out the muscle and you do it in one go. I realize that when you get sick of one go, whereas my muscle's saying that one pulls right there. Whereas now, you have to understand that no matter what, I feel this, I keep going. Whereas now, I can change it. Whereas now, I have to realize that it's really that it works. Whereas I have to keep changing my routine in my exercise, because if I keep doing the same aspect of life inside of my muscles and my muscle arrangement, I realize that it doesn't work. You have to keep tugging away. And now, you see that? That keeps it going. Which it's really how it goes. You see now, if you stop and you do it again, you have to realize you have to change it now. You have to change it, because it's really that you never stop doing the exercise, and you keep doing the exercise until you stop. I promise you, when you stop, you change up the exercise in a different way. You see how I do it? Fortunately, now I'm always now. I'm just doing much better now. Whereas now, I have something going over here. I feel a muscle over here. I feel a muscle over here. You have to pump the weights as much as possible to rip that muscle. And if you don't do it, you have to change up your routine to do it. You do it all in once. And as soon as you stop your set, you have to do your set differently. First, it has to be a different set. First, it has to be a different one. See this? First, that's more enough. And now I have to change up. I can never do that again because that's boring now. I have to change and do something different now. I have to go and do this, for example. I have to do this, although that doesn't work either. I understand that no matter what, I realize that my muscles are ripped. Actually, it's that simple, I can feel it. So no matter what, I'll see you guys in the next video. I just now will do one of these exercises over here. So it's really just to build some muscles over here with thigh. So what I do is I can work one arm. I can just make sure that no matter what happens, that I can do this over here. I'll show you guys. You have to understand that this I can always do because it's taping eye and it's really different. So I stick it to the wall and I can now just do this. Whereas it's different, I understand that no matter what, I feel funny over here. So that means that it doesn't work. Whereas that doesn't work. Whereas now, I have to go further and I have to understand that it's really, I realize this works. Whereas I can feel the muscles over here. Whereas now, I have to tug away at it as much as I can in one set. Because it's different. Actually, there's something different going on over here. Actually, now this is working out a big time because the more you pull it, whereas the more muscles you're really trying to tear in a way that is going to work for you. You have to realize, guys, I'm not perfect, otherwise I am perfect in a way that I'm growing. Understand it's really that you never stay perfect, you stay perfect while growing. And that's the whole point of life. You also have to trick yourself that when you say you're tired, you just say you're not tired. Instead, you say you're not tired. You say you can do it. I promise you now, with your routine, in terms of your schedule, you have to make sure you're changing up your life coaching and techniques as well. You have to make sure you life coach with bodybuilding and life together. And you make it much more surprising. And it doesn't have to be just about bodybuilding. Otherwise, it can be about anything. Understand? So that way you can talk about anything. And you have to realize that with me, because it's more different because I'm a life coach and I can teach about all of life while I go and do bodybuilding and weights. You have to understand that when your Apple Watch is tugging away at you, I realize it's more that you don't have an Apple Watch or a timer when you are really, let's say, bodybuilding, so that you can do something much better and only go by the time of your muscles. So when your muscles rip at 20 minutes, I realize that's when you stop. I realize you don't need an Apple Watch to alarm you every single minute while you are doing weightlifting or bodybuilding, although I realize that what the amazing idea is right now, that if you do that, in terms of your Apple Watch alarms you every single minute while you are bodybuilding, you can just let it be and let it ride all the way, because it's just, I realize it's just a sound, and you just keep it going because it's going to keep you aware anyway. And I realize now I can just change up the routine. Whereas now this is a routine change. Whereas this is more to get my shoulders going. And guys, you have to understand that nobody really said that you guys have to go to the gym to build weight in terms of build your muscles. You don't have to go to the gym at all. Actually, what's important is give yourself the time to just get different and be different about it. You understand? I mean, give yourself a chance to just start and start differently. I mean, if you start it one way, I mean, start it another one way. You understand? I mean, do it differently. I understand that right there means that it's really working out. So no matter what, I just keep it going. I don't know. Although I can feel my muscles. I can feel the muscle strength right there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, today I'll be doing some nice beautiful posture like this, which is going to work my muscles in terms of my shoulders. And also I'll be doing some squats with my legs, and also I'll be doing these kind of squats too. So no matter what, I'll be doing that for this session. I'm just recording myself so that I can have evidence to support my body mass now, so that you can understand that what's happening in time to come is I will change my body, because I'll be working every single day to make sure of it. And no matter what, guys, you have to be serious about building muscle. You have to understand that nobody else is going to do it for you. So just keep going this way until I feel my muscle strength dissipating in a way that my muscles would, let's say, start to develop. So I realize that my muscles are always developing. So it's just more, the moment I feel that I need to stop, I just stop doing it. I mean, there's no cheating in this. You have to show up daily to do your muscles. You have to do your muscles every single day, and you have to push yourself to grow your muscles. I mean, the same way you push yourself to read is the same way you push yourself to grow your muscles, because your muscles will build as long as you are working out your muscles. I promise you, if you don't work out your muscles every single day, you will not have muscles. So if you want to look good and have the muscle strength that you need, you have to work out your muscles daily. I mean, that's why I have a power tube, and that's why I have no need to go to the gym, because I do everything with the power tube. You have to let go, and you have to push yourself to make your own muscles. You also have to realize that once you are recording yourself in a mirror or in a phone where it's recording you doing so, in a way that you're recording yourself building muscles and you're watching yourself, you're going to gain some power. You're going to gain power from yourself. And you're going to realize that you have a mirror watching you all the time. So you watch yourself building muscle all the time with a phone. You do it with a phone all the time, you can understand that you will grow watching yourself in the process. I realize it's called self-love when you are watching yourself. I understand that when you're looking at me, I realize it's you're looking at I understand that I can communicate with my eye on a daily basis. I understand I can do anything with it. I understand that my muscles are hurting. I understand I can grow from it. I realize that I just have to keep pushing my muscles to grow. I just have to do that. I have to keep coming back to the eye principle. I realized the I principle means I have to coach myself. I have to coach myself to do everything. I realized that nobody else is going to lift my muscles for me. I realized nobody else is going to do anything for me in life. I have to maintain my composure. I have to plan it all on video. I have to make sure I'm giving you the most content I can so that I can grow as a human who is something above this world. I have to grow my muscles, although I'm feeling great right now. I'm feeling so great because I feel I understand how I do. I understand I can just plan my eye ahead. I can plan my victory. I can do anything with my eye. Eye is everything. Eye is now. Eye is time to just keep working out. I understand that it's more than enough, although I just keep doing it more and more so I can feel more pain and test some more muscle strength. I realize the more you do it, the better. I just have to keep going. I have to keep pushing. I have to understand that I can do it. I understand I'm alone, although I was born alone too, and I'm here now. I was because I'm now. I understand that when you're born alone, you understand what I mean. You can walk your own shoes, you can do your own shoes. I realize I have to work out every single muscle, and you have to understand that it's the only way to become fit. And now you don't have to look like any other person on the planet. You just have to have your own body physique. You have to look like you. You have to look your best version and not their best version, because Arnold Schwarzenegger has massive muscles and he has bigger muscles than you. Although that's his best version, you understand? And it's not your best version. You understand? Your best version is something different because you have a different image, you have a different body physique, you have something different going in your life. So I realize that what you have to do daily is understand you deserve better than Arnold Schwarzenegger's muscles. You deserve your own muscles. You deserve something else, because I understand that Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't look like that anymore. I mean, why? I mean, why doesn't he look like the way he did at 21? You have to understand he looks different. You have to understand that now you still have to be your best version. Understand? You have to always be your best version. You have to do your best. You have to do your best in everything. You have to do your best in everything you do, and record yourself while you're doing it, because that way, or else it doesn't feel like you're working out, or else it just feels like you're just watching yourself in the process of you're just transforming yourself. And then as you eat, I mean, just make sure you're eating more and more and more. Understand? I mean, just eat more animal protein as you work out. I mean, just eat more. I mean, just eat more and just eat more for a certain period of time. I mean, forget the fasting. You understand? I mean, forget it. You understand? Because you have to fast, although you have to understand that you have to build your muscle too. And then just pack on the animal protein in terms of the plant protein, and don't take the animal protein. I mean, go for muscle fibers in terms of the animal, in terms of the plant protein. You take plant protein over animal protein. You only ever eat plant protein. You never eat animal protein. You go get yourself fibers. You go get yourself something that's going to build your muscle strength. And you look at yourself in the mirror, because this is something similar to what my fashion statement says, which is every time I do a fashion statement or fashion modeling, I look different. Understand? I look different. I change my clothing. I change the way I do my exercises. I realize that from that point it doesn't really seem like an exercise anymore. Understand? Although you have to work out. I realized that when I was 13 and 14 and 15 and 16, I went to soccer. I had to work out. Understand? I'm still working out, although I have to work out my arms daily. Understand? I have to work out my arms daily. I mean, any type of way you do it is going to work. So just make sure you're working out. I mean, work out for as long as you can every single day. I mean, the more you work out, the better. So just make sure that you're always in pain with your muscles so that you can go and eat more, and then you can also make sure that you're going to sleep, although you're going to sleep consciously. You're not going to fall asleep. I use my Apple Watch to buzz myself every single minute. I realize that my alarm is ringing with my Apple Watch, and it's actually buzzing my wrist, and it's moving my wrist all the time with my Apple Watch as I fall asleep. So I'm not falling asleep ever. I make sure that my alarm is always going off as I sleep. Understand? So that I consciously sleep and not fall asleep unconsciously, because that's the best way. I realize now, I understand that when I look at myself in the mirror here, I understand it's really not an exercise anymore. I realize what it is. I realize it's still an exercise, although it's really that I'm just looking at I'm looking to shape my body. I'm looking to shape my body into something greater. I'm looking to understand how to perform in a greater mindset, because it just takes you doing this, and it doesn't take you doing anything other than just investing in your mindset, investing in yourself. You're looking yourself in the mirror, you understand? You're teaching yourself how to really transform yourself, and that's the key. You have to keep this up for life. You start to record yourself in the mirror, you record yourself daily, and it's much better to record yourself with a phone as you teach something, because that way you'll teach yourself how to do it much better. I'd rather look at right now than have no recording right now, because it's much better to record yourself as you do exercise so that you can watch yourself than having to watch the wall or something. So watch yourself over watching the wall. Whereas that's what I mean. You have to understand that there's a massive difference. I realize that nobody else is going to work for you, and nobody else is going to do anything for you. So you have to grow. You have to understand that God gave you everything already. You have to push yourself. You have to push. You have to push yourself to grow. You push your muscles, you watch yourself. I mean, if you don't like to watch yourself, you already have a problem. I mean, that's why it's so amazing to do a power tube, because I get to watch myself at home. And now, where is my home? I realize my home is inside. Although I teach you everything on camera as much as I can, and I understand that you guys can also do this with you don't have to watch me. You can just go and start yourself. Although each and every single video you learn something about what I do. I'm always trying something new. I have to form a better way. I realize the more I work out, I realize the more I can work out, and the more I can find how to really build my muscle strength. I promise you, if you just keep it up, you're just going to learn new ways of doing. You understand? You learn new ways, you learn what's working with your muscles. You must be flexible. You can even do this. You must work out either way. I mean, what's useful is place the air condition so it blows on you so that you feel better. see, the power tube is amazing because it makes you flexible. And by that, I mean, you don't have to go to the gym. I mean, you can do your power tube at any time without the gym. You can do it anywhere. You understand? And that's why I mean that it makes you flexible. And now 24 hours 7, in terms of 24/7 Radio House in terms of the gym, and 24/7 gyms, like Anytime Fitness, I mean Anytime Fitness and all that, I understand that they make you flexible by making it 24/7, although so does the power tube. Understand? And now you can switch it up. I mean, you can do your biceps again. I just did my biceps, although I mean the whole point of doing bicep work is just make it hurt every single day. I mean, make your bicep pain. I mean, make it painful every single day. You understand? Apparently that's what it is. I mean, you work out your arms daily. I mean, you work it out as much as you can. You watch yourself in the mirror as much as you can. Actually, that's how your body will change. Your body will change in the mirror when you are working out. So, no matter what, you just keep it going. Actually, now, if you don't give your muscles a rest, you have to understand you have to eventually rest up. Although you can pump the weights every single day with biceps. As long as your biceps are feeling more pain, apparently that's the whole point. Understand? So you're watching yourself in the mirror, you're understanding that you have to work out and you have to sweat now. You have to start sweating, you have to start running, you have to start doing some exercises. Although I understand that with me, I don't have to start running. I don't have to start running because I just walk and I just use the power tube for exercise. I don't have to go running 10 kilometers. Because that's how I do business. Because that's how I do life. You have to do this every single day. You have to watch yourself in the mirror. You have to just exercise, you understand? And you don't have to exercise with other people, you just exercise with yourself. You just look at yourself in the mirror. Realize it's very powerful when you're looking at yourself in the mirror. So you just keep it up every single day. And you change it up every single day. You do something new that you've never done. You understand? That's what you do. You're building up the tempo. You're making sure that you can watch yourself every day in the mirror. Apparently it's easy. Apparently it's like grooming. Apparently it's like brushing your teeth. Although you're just doing it with your muscles. You're just working out your muscle strength every day. You're making sure that you can look your best and feel your best. Although you have to work out your muscles. You understand? Look at me. I have to do it. Although, you guess what? I'm doing it lightly. You understand? I'm using a power tube. You understand? I'm not using 50 kilo weights to do this. I'm working out. I'm still getting the same workout that they do. You understand? I'm just working out differently. You understand? Because this power tube is like a string. You understand? I mean, it's like a string. And it will actually penetrate your muscle and it will actually help you to heal and it will help you to be flexible. You understand? So understand that muscle strength has got everything to do with focus and teaching and looking at yourself in the mirror and also making sure that you can always just do something to lift your life. You understand? I mean, it's just a bit of exercise every single day. And now don't be scared of exercise. I mean, do not be afraid to exercise yourself. You understand? I mean, if you cannot get a power tube and start doing this, you have a problem. You understand? You have to do it even when you're 100 years of age. You have to. You have to look at yourself. You have to understand that exercise is a way of life. You understand? So, I mean, there's no complaining. I mean, there's no complaining about it. I used to play soccer. I used to never complain about my soccer matches. I used to never complain about training, except sometimes. Understand? Although I realized that there was a time where I never complained about going to soccer matches and training. Understand? Because I understand that when it's soccer trials and I have to go to soccer trials, you have to understand I never have to go there anymore. I never have to go to soccer trials anymore. Although I understand that's the kind of persuasion that you have to do soccer trials first before you make it into a team. I never complained about that, you understand? I had to always go play soccer and I had to compete with other people to make the 11. You understand? I never have to compete anymore with other people. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. You have to look at yourself and what you're doing. I lost 47 kilos, guys, so understand. I kept it off for 2 years. I'm still in this kind of fashion, although now I'm just building the muscle strength. I mean, I'm just building muscle. Understand? I'm not tired. I'm not tired at all, although my muscles are tight. I'm not tired. I'm not tired. I realize my mentality is not tired. I'm not tired mentally. Understand? You can do this on the street. You can do a street performance, and people can listen to you and what you do on a daily basis. So just make sure you're growing. I mean, I've got socks on at the bottom over here. I've got socks on, so I make sure that the power tube is not going to penetrate me in life. I realize that if you have no socks while you're doing the power tube and while you're standing on the power tube, I realize as you lift this, I realize it's going to really kill your skin in terms of your foot skin. So I put socks on. I put socks on to prevent the power tube string from tugging away at my skin, because it starts to hurt really bad. So I have my socks on while I'm standing on the power tube so that I can do something better, and so that I can lift and feel better. You understand? See, now I feel more professional. I feel much better able to look at myself as I just work out, because I have to look good. I don't look good for anybody else other than I. I have to have better muscles. I have to understand that all my life. You have to understand that this is the best I've been, in terms of this is the best I've looked all my life. So no matter what, I realize that in order for I to look better, I have to go in front of the video camera. I have to look at myself, and I have to just flaunt who I am. You understand? And that way, I can just keep talking. I can just keep enjoying my life. You understand? So that's all it is. Although I have to be more serious about my efforts. I have to be more serious about working out, because I understand I was a smoker and I didn't like to exercise. You understand? I didn't like to build my muscle strength, because I never had the energy, and I was fat, and I was schizophrenic, and I had mental health issues, I had financial issues, I had girlfriend issues, I had so many issues, and I didn't find the time to just do this. Although now I can do this now forever. You understand? So it's a long-term aspect. You understand? You understand that it's just like soccer training. You're teaching yourself to play soccer again. You're teaching yourself to run. You're teaching yourself to work out again. You're teaching yourself to sweat again. I mean, to sweat daily. You understand? So you're teaching yourself to feel good. I realize the more you do it, I realize the better for you. You understand? I realize you feel more powerful the more you do it. I mean, no cheating. I mean, there's no need for steroids. You just have to perform. You have to really show yourself. You have to start branding yourself with photos, with six packs and all your muscles too. Not just a body that has no muscles. Understand? So I have muscles. You have to grow your body to grow into a more mature alpha male, And then when you look at yourself and how you were with the newest version of yourself, you have to understand that you're always going to see a difference, although you just flaunt it anyway. You flaunt how you were. You understand? I didn't delete any of my content from Mega Drive, so I'm still flaunting it. You understand? I'm still flaunting the fat guy I was before. Understand? Although you'll find it in Mega Drive and YouTube. Understand? I'm just new. I feel new. You have to work out. You have to push yourself to work out. Understand? So I realize when I'm doing this, I realize I'm just looking to see where my muscle strength is. Look to just work out. Because it's just about showing up daily and doing this. I realize you can do this every day. Because that's the whole point. I realize it's just do it every single day and do it together. I mean, when you work out one area, I mean you work out the other. Understand? You get to understand your muscles. You get to understand what you need to do. See, this is different, although I'm feeling much better. Understand? So I feel much better about that. See, there you go. And then you try it, you give it a go. See? Just keep going, you keep tugging at it, you keep coming back at it. Change it up. I mean, let's try this way. I'm more proud than ever because I'm growing. I'm always growing. I realize my muscles are like this. I realize if you go like this, you can go like this too. I realize now, I understand my muscles are not hurting as much because I have to do something new. So these ones, I understand these ones are really good. Well, that gives me the muscle work I need. So that's what I'm saying, just look at yourself in the mirror and you give it another go. Understand? So it's just a bit of pain. Because it's just a little bit of pain. Realize that no worries. I feel a nice beautiful workout around my arms now. So that way I understand I still have to do some other workouts, so I'll see you guys in the next video. I've just been doing some squats now as well, so I'm not using a chair because I can do it just like this. Although you understand that you have to just make sure that your legs are 30 centimeters apart. and then you just go and do some squats daily. Understand? I mean, just a bit of squats. You don't need a chair. You just need to go toughen up your legs. Understand? Actually, that's all it is. And just do that for a bit. You do it for 10 minutes. You just do it for as long as you need to. Understand? You just keep working out. You have to work out every day. You have to look good. And you have to make sure that you become more of a peak performer. So, actually it does work to do this every day. I remember when I was soccer training, I was after soccer, I get so tired. I have this massive meal after soccer training before. Whereas now, those days are over. I understand that was 10 years ago and more. Whereas I'm 28 now in one. Whereas before I was 18 and 16 and all of that. Whereas when we train soccer, I realised we train for 2 hours. I realised for the first hour, it's just running. I realised it's just running and doing athletics. And then for the last hour or the last 30 minutes, I realised we'll play a soccer game. Understand? Or we'll do some shooting. Practice to kick the ball. We'll do penalty shootouts. Understand? So because it's about teaching yourself how to exercise. I mean, are you able to exercise? I mean, you can exercise, guys. I mean, what can I say? You can exercise every single day based on what works for you, and then you just go to exercise daily on your own. You don't need other people to teach you to exercise. You just go and exercise. You go run. You love to run? You go run. You like to walk? You go walk. You want to build muscle? You build muscle then. You do it on your own. You understand? You don't need a personal trainer to hold your hand. You don't need me to hold your hand. I don't need anybody else. I have Jesus already. Understand? So I just have to keep exercising. Otherwise it's just like doing soccer. Understand? I'm doing soccer in a better way. Because I'm doing something better in soccer. Otherwise it's just exercise. Understand? Because this is the same as I was doing when I was training soccer. Because it's the same thing. Although people are not going to teach you how to train, and people are not going to teach you how to be on your own. Or people are not going to teach you how to be a millionaire and a billionaire. Although I teach myself everything. I teach myself everything. Understand? I don't need them to teach me how to build muscle. I can build muscle. I can build muscle on my own. I don't need them. I realize that I'm more than good enough to train on my own. I'm more than good enough to go run alone. I'm more than good enough to do. I'm more than good enough to do everything alone. I don't need other people. I'd rather build muscle on my own than have other people do it for me. I struggled so much with six packs. I struggled so much with building muscle and exercise because of the cigarettes and the drugs and the overweight, obesity that I felt. I felt so tired of life. And so what do I do now? I realize there's no cheating anymore. I realize it's not cheating. I realize there's no cheating. I was cheating before, so much cheating. Understand? I was cutting corners. Understand? There's no cheating. Whereas now it's called exercise. You have to exercise yourself. You have to build your own muscle. You have to do it daily. Understand? I lost my composure before in order to train myself to build muscle and to run. Understand? I started running soccer fields around here. I started running on the soccer pitch. I started running around here, losing weight. Understand? I realized it's not the exercise that lost my weight. I realized it's what I ate. Understand? I realized it's the eating. Actually now, as soon as I changed my eating habits, I started to lose weight. Actually, I got away from the McDonald's, and from the KFC, and from the hot chips. You understand? I got away from meat altogether. I became a vegan. Understand? So I realised that every single day now, I have a power tube. I can go and train every day. You have a shower after you train. Understand? You have a light meal. Understand? You have a light meal throughout your day. Although make sure that you fill yourself up with food. In terms of plant food, when you're exercising or working out. I mean, make sure you're eating as much plant food as you can. I mean, that's it. I mean, unless you're Jesus, where you need to go 40 days and 40 nights without food for just one goal in terms of that, I mean, go and do it. You understand? You can do it. You need to fast for 40 days and 40 nights because you need to do it like Jesus. You're going to do it. Understand? Gosh, if you're not doing Jesus in terms of fasting, you go and eat as much as you can in plant food. Understand? And that's that. I feel much better with my legs now. I feel like a soccer star. Understand? That's how it is. I have all the energy in the world. I have all the energy in the world. I feel amazing. I have all the energy. You understand? I can do this. I can do this. Actually, that's all it is. Actually, it's just about your ability to go and train yourself. And that's that. I mean, train yourself physically. I mean, train yourself like physically. Like I am. I mean, like, how do you train as a soccer guy or a soccer woman? You go train yourself. I mean, you go run. You go walk. You go build your muscle. Understand? Actually, that's how it's done. You go do whatever it takes to build your muscle. You already do it. Do it easily. Understand? So, there's no cheating. Understand? Actually, now, I feel much better. I lost my legs. Feeling greater. Actually, now, I have to go. I have to do another exercise here. And it's really, I have to go on the floor and do it. Understand? I have to go on the floor. Otherwise, now. I have to go this way. Understand? I have to go and do these. I don't even touch the floor. Understand? I just do these. And just getting yourself back up. Understand? And you may have jiggly feet. You may have your legs that are feeling so tired that when you do these, after this, in terms of, not after this, although you do it the way I am, right now, you see how it is? You understand? That's how I feel. Understand? So I'm just exercising. Whereas this over here, is the obesity I had. You have to understand. See, that has to be operated on. You see this over here? You see this flat? I realize that has to be operated on. I have to go to operation. I have to cut that off. In a sense, because that's the weight I lost. I don't understand. So that's something I have to do. Whereas now it's more about coordination. Whereas it's about balance and agility. Whereas it's more about working out your legs. Whereas it's about balance and agility and just making sure you can do it. Understand? And you touch your knee to the floor. Understand? You touch your knees with the floor. And there's no cheating. Understand? I mean, you forget how you look now, or actually now, in 10 years' time, I look better. Understand? I just have to keep it up. Understand? I don't feel tired. I don't feel tired. I don't feel like there's no air coming in. I have all the air in the world. Understand? So all it is just building up the muscle strength now. Understand? Which that's what it is. Actually, now the more you do it, the better for you. Understand? You can go to the park and go do whatever. Actually, now it's more exercise. Understand? You touch the floor with your hands, and then you single down to touch the floor with your knee. So that's what balance is about. Understand? You can reach 2 hands down and touch the nice beautiful floor with your legs, I mean with your knee. Which that's what you do. Understand? So you just be in the moment. You just do it. You do it daily. I mean, there's no cheating. You do it 1 hour a day. You do it 1 hour a day. Understand? You don't exercise every second day. You exercise every single day. Do what you can. I mean, the more you exercise, the better. And that's that. And then you eat. You eat as much as you can. Understand? Because you have to build muscle now. You have to build muscle, so you eat as much plant food. You eat as much plant food as you can once you exercise. Understand? I mean, after exercise, you go and eat as much as you can. Understand? And then you exercise again. And you keep it up. You see, now your exercises can go through the whole day. You can exercise once. You can exercise twice. You can exercise as much as you want. I mean, you just do what works for you. You see, now my legs are feeling much greater. I do have much more coordination. Otherwise, that it's about coordination. Otherwise, it's about balance. Otherwise, that's what it's all about. Understand? So, you don't be ashamed about who you are. Let's get going. Understand? You have a shower after you exercise, always. You have a 1 minute shower. You have a 1 minute shower. You just get in, you wash your hair, you wash all your skin. You get out in a better way. You wash your bum hole, you wash your private area. Understand? You then go and get yourself some food. You go get yourself something to eat. And get ready to do something else, maybe. Understand? So it's about exercise, guys. You have to do it all the time. Understand? So no matter what, there is no excuses. You have to stretch too. You have to stretch. You have to make sure that you're giving some time. You have to give some time for stretching. And like, you have to stretch the legs. You have to stretch yourself. And they say before exercise. You have to do it before exercise too. You have to do it after exercise too. Understand? So, and that's what it is. I realise now, I just keep it going because I feel I have to coordinate better. I do this until the coordination of my legs is the way I need it to be. Because when I feel jiggly with my legs, I have to do this. I have to do this. Actually, as soon as I don't feel jiggly anymore, I have to make sure I feel jiggly. Understand? So, I'm exercising with socks on. You don't need to put socks on. Or, I just have the power tube. And here I am. Understand? So, that's where it is. Maybe. Understand? That's how it goes. Otherwise, if you're sweating, otherwise it's excellent. Otherwise, there's no coach going to tell you, get up. Otherwise, there's no coach for that. You're your only coach. You're your only coach. You're your only coach. You're your only mentor in life. I see fat people have to skipping rope. I'm not fat anymore. Understand, skipping rope is something different. And it's another cardio exercise. Actually, what's more important is building muscle. Realize this is building muscle. Understand? So I feel much better. I stand up. Realize that's how you do it. Understand? I have to pull my camera much better. Otherwise, if I leave it like here, otherwise if I leave it this way, you may be able to see I. You can probably see I much better. How I do it here. See? See how I do it? Whew. See, I'm using my arms. I have to go faster. You see, you have to make it go faster. You just go your pace. That's what that is. You have to go faster and faster. You see? You see, that's why running can help you to do this. Because what running does is it strengthens your agility bands in your legs. Well, that's what that is. You have to do that faster and faster throughout time. And that's all though, guys. Realize that's what training is. You have to keep training and you have to keep going faster and faster throughout life. You have to train yourself faster. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll welcome you guys back into my next series over here, which is my nice beautiful arms workout. So today I'll be doing my arms workout once again because I need to go and increase my capacity to have larger shoulders and biceps. So when I work out my arms, I'll work out the biceps and also my shoulders and all my arms. In terms of the triceps, I do it all together. Because why? Because it's called compound exercise, guys. So you can do the biceps first, and then you do the triceps, and then you do the shoulders. And that's called 3 in 1. Understand? you go and work out all of your arms. Understand? And then you let it be. You can then do your arms and legs, and then you can do your abs. And then you can do your abs and arms, for example. You can always do something to manage a better way. You guys have to understand that when you're projecting in life and doing something amazing, you have to understand to look at yourself every single day in the mirror and make sure that you love yourself every single day. You have to love yourself every single day. You have to produce content every single day. And you have to make sure that you're worth it. You understand? Because those people who are worth it are always going to have a better life. You understand? You understand me? You understand that no matter what happens, you just be a nice individual in the process, because the whole point of living a successful life is to make sure that you're more successful. You understand? So any time that you can understand to just produce some content along the way, so that you can understand that you can have a greater lifestyle with yourself, you have to understand to do much better than yourself. You have to understand that either way, I can let it be now. I realize it's more than capable that I just make sure that no matter what, I just add myself in the middle of the video so that it looks much better. You understand? So just be caring like that, and just make sure that you use grid lines when you are recording your own videos, because guess what? Your videos are not always going to turn out perfect. You understand? Although the fundamental basis of doing better video work is to make more mistakes and to find out what works and what doesn't work. You understand? So I'm working out now, and it's day 3 in Sydney. Although understand that I now can work out as much as I can. You have to understand I had a little rest for 24 hours and I did an exercise because I had so much going on. And you have to understand that for me, public speaking is a priority. So I understand that I choose public speaking over muscles any day. So I have to go to Cabramatta, which is where I currently stand in terms of my street performance. I live in Busby at the moment. I live in an area called Busby in Sydney, Australia. So it's right next to Cabramatta in Liverpool, and I get myself there with the bus and train. I realise that I don't take my biological dad's car because I understand he sleeps and I don't want to wake him up. And I also understand that he needs the car. So for the past 3 days, I came back into his accommodation here, and the car's been gone, or else the car's gone from 6 p.m. So I understand that he needs the car, and I understand that I can also never rely on him. I understand that no matter what, that you guys never rely on your parents for the car or anything. So get yourself an Uber, or get yourself you get yourself public transport. You go yourself to the street performance, and understand that nobody else can hold your hand. Understand? Although I love to pump weights now, understand that it's really that I love the power tube more than ever. I love the power tube more than ever now. I understand that it helps me so much to just give ideas, and also to be flexible and to work out my muscle tones every single day so that I can do much better. Whereas the whole point is just make sure that you're always feeling pain in your biceps. So at the moment I feel pain both in my left and right bicep. So just yesterday I realized that no matter what, I was working out my biceps and I felt no pain in my left arm. Although my right arm I did feel pain. Although now I feel pain in both arms. So that's a nice beautiful sign that I still have to keep going. Whereas eventually when your biceps are so big, you have to start doing some push-ups. You understand? You have to do some push-ups in life. And when you do some push-ups, you also increase your bicep stance in life. You also increase your bicep muscles, and you look better. You also feel better in life. You have to understand that, I understand that no matter what, that for example, when you have a non-human animal such as an insect or something on you, you just make sure it's not biting you in the night. So what do? You kill it. You kill the insect, you kill the moth that's inside of your outside accommodation. So you have to understand that my accommodation is inside my body right now. Although the outside accommodation, in terms of what's in the outside realm right now, in terms of this room in the outside world, whereas that is called my biological dad's house. Understand? So you may also live in one of those with your parents or with your accommodation, or as in your accommodation that is the outside realm, although understand that your inner world is much more important than what's happening outside. Alright, now I just get to work out my muscle. I get to work out my muscles in terms of my biceps. I always repeat myself along the way. Understand that when I teach something on video, I understand I'm doing much better than teaching nothing at all. You understand? So I'd rather teach you something as I work out than having to just make you look at me. You understand? Because I sound more professional when I teach you along the way something than having to just go. I mean, how boring is that? You understand? So I'd rather just read in terms of, I'd rather just teach you something about life along the way as I go and work out and watch myself. You understand? Because it's more productive, guys. So realize that when you're recording yourself, you have to be teaching something along the way. Because if you're not teaching something, I promise you that people are going to not care about you. You understand? I promise you they're not going to watch you so much. You understand? Because you're not doing much. You understand? So what's the whole point? Well, the point is that you make sure that whatever you're doing in life is you're doing it to live life in a greater way. You understand? So to be a public speaker and to communicate and to love your life every single day is to live this moment. You have to live this moment daily. You have to understand to work out your biceps as much as you can. You work out the ideas, understand? You do it by a journal. You write all your ideas down in a journal. And that way you will understand that you will do better. You always do better when you have more coming. When you have more coming, you live your life to the best of your ability and you understand that public speaking is the way to go. That those people who do not public speak today are the ones who don't do anything at all. Understand? So realize you must public speak. You must work out your muscles every single day. Understand? You must work out. You must get younger and younger and younger. You must look better and better and better throughout time. Understand? So the best aspect of life is coach people while you do a video. Understand? So find something to say and speak about ideas and speak about ideas and speak about ideas. Unfortunately, that's the whole point. Understand? Unfortunately, that's the whole point of loving life and living in the moment. You need to live in the moment and you need to understand to work out all your muscles every single day. Understand? Unfortunately, the more you can work out, the better. Understand that no matter what, that you never call it quits and that you just keep pushing. I realize that when your muscles are sore and when they're tired, I realize that what's going to happen is that your biceps are not going to be able to lift as much because your bicep is in pain. Although once you get through the pain, you'll be able to lift as much as you can. In a sense, the whole point is get stronger and stronger and stronger as you go along. I realize now my left arm is really showing more pain than my right arm. And it's because the other day, my left arm was showing less pain than my right arm. Although, guess what? I still go ahead and make myself stronger. Understand? I make myself stronger. And if your bicep in terms of your, if your bicep in terms of your right bicep or left bicep is not feeling pain, although the other one is, otherwise you're still working both out and you keep going. You understand? You never stop. You never stop working out. You have to breathe through your nose. You let go through the mouth. Promise you that you can breathe faster through the nose than you can through the mouth. Although you can let go faster of the air through the mouth than you can with the nose. So breathe in with the nose and let go with the mouth. Understand? So when you're running, for example, you're going to go. Understand? And that's how you do running, for example. You breathe through the nose and you run that way. Realize that when you have to gasp for air, you breathe. You breathe. You don't gasp for air. You breathe when you are lifting weights. So, you see? You have to breathe. You have to understand that when I do that, I realize it helps. You have to understand that it helps to go and just make sure that you can lift what you need by breathing. You understand that breathing is a part of life. I'm not the ego. I understand that I'm something better than this world. You have to understand that you also have to be better than this world each and every single day. And you have to power through. You have to make sure that your muscles are going to be worked out. Understand? So work out as much as you can. You have to make sure that you're always talking, you're not losing it. You're making sure that you're really loving your life, you're making sure that you're growing, making sure that you're motivated in daily life, because that's what the foundation of ideas is. For sure, when you can lift ideas, you can also lift the world. In a sense, so go be an ideas guru or a student, in a sense, who's a guru. And now a guru is a student. In a sense, so be a student all your life and accumulate all this knowledge about life. In a sense, so you have to understand that no matter what, that when you're exercising, you will go through some pain. In a sense, although you have to keep pushing it until your muscle fibers are really going to help you grow. Understand? So you have to understand that my life, I realize my left arm right now, I realize there is pain going in it. Although I understand that my left arm is getting stronger each time I pump the bicep. You understand? Because I can feel the pain. I can feel the pain inside the bicep. And that's excellent. You need to feel pain. You understand? You need to feel pain there. Understand? So you just keep going that way. Realize that you make sure that you're leveling out your playing field. Understand? You make sure that you are doing whatever it takes to make sure that you can grow, because that's what a growth coach does in life. You have to grow daily. I'm always sexy, I'm always hot. You have to understand I'm better than everything I say. I'm always rich or better. I understand that now. I'm always learning something different about my bicep muscles. As I can see a vein popping out. Realize that my right arm is really, let's say, not really in pain, although my left arm is, in terms of my bicep. And I need to keep pumping it. I need to keep pumping it. Because when I pump it, I realize that I'll get stronger in that bicep. Understand? So that's why you can see that the left arm is struggling. Although I understand that as I pull up, I can do it. You understand? I can do it. You get it? So understand that you keep going. You go as much as you can. And just relax. I realize my legs are sweating. I realize my armpit hair is sweating right now. And it means that I'm actually working out. Understand? So I'm really doing this as best as I can. I realize although that everybody starts off somewhere, you have to understand that no matter what, that you're not here to compete with other people. You're here to get your own best body, and that's that. I mean, you're here to become your own best version in life. So understand where I'm coming from. I'll never do steroids, guys. I will just make sure that I look my best in daily life. Understand? So, as that's the case, and I feel my left arm now is letting go of that pain. I realize it's not as painful as before now. I realize why is that? I realize because I worked out the muscles. You understand? I worked out the muscles there. Whereas there's less pain in the muscle. Whereas that's excellent. Whereas it means that the exercise is working. Whereas it's working now, so no matter what, you have to just keep it going for a bit more when you do not feel pain in your muscles, just so that you can stretch them out. You stretch out your muscle for a bit. Because that way you're going to give ideas, you're going to understand the foundation of life, you're going to understand that you can now let it beat. I can feel this one. I can feel it now. Otherwise, that one is done. I'll see you guys in the next video. I now position myself in the middle of the video, as you see, because I have grid lines in my video. Although I'll be doing some squats now, so that I make sure that I continue my process of life coaching and making sure that you guys have the ideas that you need. So understand that you have to be flexible and throughout life so that you can succeed, and so you can move forward, you can understand a greater way of life. Although when your legs are hurting, for example, let them hurt and exercise it. Understand? You exercise your legs when it hurts. Understand? Although understand that when it really hurts, you'll never exercise your legs, for example. Although I feel some pain, for example, in my legs right now, because 3 days ago I exercised my legs. I still feel the pain. Although guess what? Here I am doing my legs again. I mean, why? Whereas I feel some pain in it from previous aspects in terms of my exercise, although now I need to go and do more of the pain. I need to feel more pain in those muscles. You understand? Because it's also about making sure that you're fit in life. You understand? So take your time, guys. I realize it's not a race, although the stronger your legs, I realize the more you can run. I realize the more you can run up the stairs. I realize the stronger you can kick. I realize the stronger you can get back up. Understand? Whereas the less you get injured, for example. Whereas the more you can stretch. Whereas the more you can kick a soccer ball. Whereas you have to understand, the legs play a key role in development. Understand? So if you ever need to long walk somewhere, or if you need to go for a long walk or a long run, you need to have great legs. Understand? Or if you're cycling a marathon, for example, you need to be able to have strong legs to cycle. Understand? So realize that, and understand that you breathe through the nose. I let go through the mouth as I fall down, and as I get back up, I breathe through the nose. Understand? So that's the whole point of that. You have to understand that no matter what. Now in this video I'm teaching you something. Realize the whole point is just coach something and realize that you have to also breathe. I realize if you're not breathing in your video, you have to understand that it's really because you're teaching something in your video. So you be the kind of aspect of life where you have the strength to talk and the strength to breathe. You have to do that daily. You have to breathe all the time. You have to make sure that exercise is part of your routine. You have to understand it's not a race for a title or anything. Realize it's about freedom. Realize it's about stronger muscles. every day. I mean, every day you must go at your own tempo. You understand? Well, just because somebody else has a six-pack doesn't mean you cannot get one. You can also get anything you ever desire in life. You just have to understand that you are eternal life. You are eternal life right now, and it means that you deserve success. I'm feeling my legs are getting stronger by every single pull up that I do. I feel better. As each and every single time you exercise, you will find the strength that you need in your videos and in life to coach and to be more effective and to do anything that you ever need. You find what you need to do, you'll find what you need to say. Just focus on your breathing. You see, in this audio, understand that it's a personal audio as well. So understand I have to keep talking as I exercise, because it's not enough for me to just exercise in this video without talking. So I have to talk. Although when you are exercising without a video recording, you have to breathe. And send as I taught you. Although when you have a video going, you have to teach something. You have to teach some ideas. You have to keep people preoccupied with yourself. You have to keep them interested in the video. Because if you're boring, whereas they'll never watch the video. Whereas what's amazing about this is key attributes to succeed. I mean, you need to understand intellectuality. You have intellectuality. You have intellectuality in your life. So that means intellect. And you have emotional intelligence and IQ and EQ. And this all leads into courage. Whereas the more you can lead yourself and others into courage, whereas the more of a motivational speaker you are, whereas the more of a developed nature you are, to understand that you can work out and you can do whatever you need to do with people. You can do what anybody else can do. You understand? You have everything with you right now. Although focus on yourself and not the pleasure. Whereas there's no such thing as pleasure in life. Although understand that when you're eating something, you eat after you exercise. You understand? Whereas if I was to exercise with a full stomach of food right now, you have to understand I'd get sick. So I'm never sick. I'm never getting sick. Because the point is to live my life to the best of my ability every single day. So I'm always encouraging my legs to grow. I'm encouraging myself to grow every single day. I push up with my emotions. I lift my emotions up. I speak somehow. I get the ideas there. I understand I give you some ideas every single day. Whereas that's called a life coach. Whereas that's called an entrepreneur. So understand that you need to do that every day. I currently feel with my legs that I still have to keep going because they still need a workout. So understand that as soon as you feel the need to stop, you stop. Actually, that's how simple exercise is. Well, the exercise is making sure that you're looking the best you can be and making sure that you're going to be the healthiest and you're going to have the best muscles. Although people who have these big legs that are 1 meter long, actually they are steroids people, you understand? I mean, there could be people who are fully ripped and showing you the ripped, actually they're steroids. altogether. Understand? Or so they're using steroids. So understand that a natural body that has muscles that just looks better than yesterday is what you're looking for. And you're not looking for Mr. Universe who does steroids. Understand? You're looking for a Mrs. Universe who does steroids. Understand? Because that's not the way either. I understand now. I realize that my legs are just in that mode. I realize I can keep going, although I understand that now it's time to just let it be. Because I understand that my legs have got worked out. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, this time guys, I'll be going on the floor and I'll be just doing these kind of knee ones. And the whole point is to just get my legs wiggly as much as possible. Understand? Because that's the whole point. Understand? So no matter what, I realize when I do this, I learn about my legs and how strong they are. I realize you wait, and you never wait, although you go to the floor and you teach yourself how to lift yourself back up, and you balance yourself as well, and you just make sure you go faster and faster doing this. I realize you need to go at your own pace, of course, although the faster you go, I realize the more cardio and sweat you're going to produce. So realize that you just slowly build up your muscle to be able to go faster and faster. You understand? Realize it's not a race. You understand? You may be an individual who's much more faster than I am, or they understand that no matter what, that I'm not in a race against you. I'm not in a race to beat you to something. Understand? I'm here to work out my legs so that I become stronger. Understand? That's the whole point. You keep doing it until your legs are spaghetti. Understand? Whereas when you do that, you teach along the way what you're doing and why. And that way, you're going to learn yourself some key tactics into becoming the best version of yourself. Understand? So, whereas you're just showing up daily to make sure that your habits are said and done in a way that you are always consistent with working out. Whereas if you're not consistent about it, you're actually losing. Understand? You have to be consistent about your body. You have to understand, it's really make sure that you can grow your legs and grow your body and grow your soul each and every single day. You have to make sure that you're going to coach something in life, because if you're not coaching something, you're really not somebody in some kind of field that you want to be in. So be something right now. You have to understand that soccer players, for example, they have to run 90 minutes. And if they stop running for 1 minute, they get substituted. In a sense, you always have to be running. You have to be helping out the team. You have to get yourself into positions to score goals while you're running. Whereas if you're tired, you'll always be on the bench. Understand? So you have to realize that working out is a great deal of life. You always have to walk somewhere. You always have to do something. Although, balance yourself out. And use Tai Chi, which is a nice, slow, progressing move pace to balance your breath with your workout and through your public speaking too. And just make sure you go and do your best. Because what's important is the ideas I give you in this video. And it's not really the exercise that I do, because the exercise is really repetitive. Although the ideas are different. And that's the whole point of coaching people through each and every single video that you do. Because you're not wasting people's time. You're not wasting your time. Because when you coach people something, you're going to do something much better. You're going to feel better. You're going to love better. Understand? You're going to understand what life is. You have to understand that life is teaching something. Understand? So you have to understand to go and break a sweat and exercise as much as you can. Understand? I mean, check out where your legs become spaghetti and how you feel as you are progressing forward. I mean, when you're exercising, I mean, you can use the ground, you can touch the ground as well. You can push yourself back up and you can just chill, and then you can go like that. You understand? You're pushing yourself up again. Understand? I mean, make sure that your knee touches the floor. Understand? And then go and do as much as you can. I mean, when you do this, you'll catch your breath better and you love life better, because it's about getting your legs to feel spaghetti. You understand? Whereas when you feel spaghetti around your legs, whereas you're really working out your legs. You understand? So sometimes you have to go faster. You understand? Whereas when you go faster, I stepped on a bindi. Whereas that no matter what, you have to go faster sometimes. Whereas when you go faster, you're going to learn what you're capable of doing inside a workout. Understand? So put your emotions into it and just relax. You be careful that you don't go backwards with your legs or break your leg as you are working out. Make sure you never hurt yourself. Make sure you're really in one spot and just intense as fast as you can, because the point of life is to find the rhythm of what helps you grow the most. In a sense, so when I coach people to do this, otherwise it's really, you have to be doing it, and you have to understand to talk differently in a way that people can sense you out, and that's called learning and growth. So when you're learning and growing, you're never saying the same thing twice. You're just saying something different about your perception, which is reality. You understand? Because that means that no matter what you're doing, I mean, no matter what you're doing in life, you make sure that you go one step with the left leg and then do the right leg. And then you do the left leg and then you do the right leg. You understand? Because that's the best way to exercise. You understand? You exercise that way. You have to understand that you never get angry at other people for anything. You suss out how you feel as you exercise. See what you can do. See how much energy do you have. And you're supposed to really burn out your energy. You're supposed to have no energy after an exercise. Understand? You're supposed to go all out. Realize that if you still have energy while you work out, realize it's because you need to train much more. Understand? Realize the smarter you go in exercise, realize the better you feel. So get yourself a mattress. I'm using no mattress at the moment, although understand I do have a mattress. You can work out on a mattress. You don't have to work out on the carpet. Whereas I can work out on the carpet right now because it doesn't hurt to do so. Understand? So realize you have to keep going as much as you can, because that's what cardio is. Whereas cardio is being able to push yourself as much as you can every single day in physicality, in terms of muscle strength, and in running, and in anything. You have to push yourself further and further. You understand? Whereas David Goggins, for example, runs 100 kilometers and more. Understand? Whereas he runs 48 hours without stopping. You understand? So realize that's really physical. You understand? You have to understand now, I've never ran 48 hours physically, you understand? Although he's able to do it because he's practiced and practiced and practiced. You understand? I mean, he'll go and just jump in a pool at random in the night somewhere. Like he'll jump in a ocean and we'll be swimming, you understand? Or else he'll be swimming in the cold. You understand? So realize that's performance training. Or else he gets up at night, for example, and goes for a run somewhere in the night. You can run in the night, you just be careful. Understand? You have to understand that it's your pace. I mean, realize in life it's what works for you, and I realize it's not what does work for you, although it's what works for you, so that you can understand that what does, the best aspect of life, is exercise. I realize now I'm much more into the groove of cardio. So whereas the point is get yourself in the groove first. Understand? I mean, you have to figure out your body and how it actually produces the sweat and what works and what doesn't. Understand? You have to understand how much you can actually work out and how much you can push yourself. So the more you can push yourself, or else the more you understand your limits. Or else I do a little bit of karate chops here, understand, to just keep it going, understand? Or else I just go for a breather, understand, although I have full of energy to just keep going. Although, what am I doing really right now? Whereas what I'm doing is I'm figuring out a way to just keep going. You understand? And when I keep going, I understand what I can do much better. Understand? So the faster you go and do this, the better. Although that's why you have to balance yourself and you have to show yourself that you can routine in the moment. You have to show yourself that you can really exercise and teach people along the way how to exercise. You have to teach them everything about life, you understand? You have to teach people everything. Whereas that's the whole point of giving. And it's the whole point of a life coach too, which is to exercise as much as you can. Understand? So make exercise a part of your daily routine every single day. Because it's not, let's exercise for 10 minutes. Understand? Roshi, it's not about that. Roshi, what it's about is exercising the most you can every single day. Understand? Because that's called peak performance. You exercise as much as you can. You understand? And then you let go. Understand? So I feel strong right now. I feel stronger because I'm still going. I feel amazing. Understand? So I realize my legs are not hurting anymore. I realize although now, since my legs are not hurting anymore, I realize what am I doing now? I realize it's just called cardio. You understand? I realize my legs are not hurting anymore. You understand? Whereas this is just called cardio now. Whereas this is pushing my barriers. Whereas it's pushing my barriers to understand what can I do in cardio right now. And at what pace can I be able to run. And at what strength can I understand to kneel down. And at what strength can I push myself back up. So I'm just looking to understand how my body works right now. Because it's body work, you understand? Whereas it's called body work for a reason. So when you're exercising, you understand you have to push your body to extreme capabilities so that you can feel greater. Understand? You feel greater about that. Because when you don't believe that you can run a kilometer, or else if you don't believe that you can run a kilometer, realize you're not expanding to see. You have to run it first to understand how much more you can run. You run the first kilometer, go for the second one. You run the second one, you run for the third one. Understand? You run for the third one, run for the 10th one. Although, guess what? You run for the 4th one, and then the 5th one, and then the 6th one. You don't skip. You understand? Don't skip. You don't skip numbers. Well, the goal is to run as much as you can without being puffed out. You understand? So, realize that's the whole point. Realize now, I understand that I'm just in the groove of cardio now. You understand? I'm just doing some cardio workouts. Realize it's not to lose weight. Realize it's just to see my athleticism and how I go and do this. You understand? So, what am I doing now? Realize I am going down in a way that is not balanced. And why is that? To just find out what else can I do. You see? I go on the floor in a way that it's not really balanced. So I can find out what else in terms of flexibility can I find out about here. So you have to learn how to cardio. You have to learn about it all. And since you have to practice on the floor, you make the floor your carpet. You make the floor your workout routine. You're just looking to see what else can you grab down there. You go this way. You lift yourself back up. You're checking to see what else can you do. You go here. You lift back up. And now you're just looking to see, and then here. Let's go back up. And now let's get back into balance. You get back into balance here, and then go down. You understand? And then back up really quickly. And then you go this way and set up and go back down. You understand? And get back up really quickly. And that's called cardio. So right now, I go back down, I go back up. You understand? And then I position myself in a way that I can go down. You see? Position myself here, and then I just floor into the nice beautiful oceans of green. You understand? I have no flaws, although I understand that I go and do this as much as I can. Because now the floor is so interesting because I'll grab it here. You understand? I'll push back up. And then I'll make sure no matter what, I'll grab this one here. I'll grab this one, I'll push back up. You understand? And then I'll make sure no matter what, it's like a wrestle with the floor. You go like this way, you go that way, and then you don't go like this way, you just go that way, and then you go. You do this, you push back up. Understand? And then you're looking to sense how your balance is, and then you go to the floor. Understand? Then you push back up. And then you're looking to see what else can you do with the floor. And then you do this. You understand? And you get back up. And then you go this way, you get back up. So each and every single time you get back up, realize you teach yourself just one extra method that you can do. See, it's really simple, you understand? Although you're just teaching yourself some Tai Chi along the way, which is just one of these, you understand? You're just doing some Tai Chi and then you go, you lift back up, you understand? And now, looking at this over here, you understand? You see this? I get back up this way. I'm looking to drop my legs in a way, where I won't hurt myself, although I make sure that I do some cardio workouts. So for example, you get it? And I lift back up. So I'm a leg spaghetti right now. You can say they're stronger now, although I understand it's really about cardio. So what you can do is, you can do any type of floor exercises. You can go this way, and then you can go quicker. You don't have to go slow. You understand? I'm just doing it slowly at the moment. Understand that it's really, you can just sense it out. in terms of what you can do on the floor, and then you just reach for the floor over here. So you reach for the floor, you lift yourself back up. Although I'm working out slowly so that I don't faint. Understand? You work out slowly, guys. I mean, don't rush it. You don't rush cardio workouts. You don't sprint a marathon. Understand? You go slowly. Whereas it's slow and steady wins the race. Understand now that no matter what, you have to practice each and every single day a different form of exercise. So you understand that no matter what, that in this video I taught you how you can go onto the floor and really figure out the floor. Understand? I mean, make the floor your wrestling guru. Understand? And you can practice all sorts of nice, beautiful techniques on the floor. I'll see you guys back in the next video. In terms of not back, well, I'll see you guys in the next video.